Your Excellency, from Elgeyo Marakwet, Wesley Rotich, Rebecca, all other guests around who have just come to be with us today, members of the press, good morning. I take this opportunity to really welcome you all to Nakuru County on behalf of Her Excellency Susan Gihiga, who was supposed to be with us today, but because of other commitment, national commitment, she was not able to be here with us. But she really welcomed all of you and say you feel free. And especially with this particular event, which is so amazing to our county. She is also a champion of environmental conservation. She's a champion of tree planting in our county. Now remember, I want you also to know that as Nakuru County, we are really much affected by the dry season. When it is during the dry season, we are more affected. And again, we have been affected by too much encroachment of the people to the forest by cutting down the trees and also by not taking care of the environment. And she's a very good example because she has been preaching about planting of the trees, and especially like here in the Nyayo Garden, where you can see there are beautiful trees where people can come here and rest. And as we plant the trees, we are taking care of ourselves, because as the plants give out oxygen, now we also give out carbon dioxide, which need to be recirculated. So if there are no plants, we shall have too much carbon monoxide in the air, which is going to affect our health. Urban areas, we need to be also more particular about the urban areas. Where we can get a space, even a small space, or planting one tree, please let us do so. Even in the streets, along the streets, let us plant some trees. Why? Because we have a lot of carbon monoxide released into the air by vehicles, by industries in the urban areas. So many people will be affected if we don't plant the trees. We don't plant the trees in our urban areas. So, and again, what I want to stress is to really look at the people who can plant trees in the rural areas. I want us to sensitize our youth, our mothers, especially our youth and mothers, because these are the people, when you tell them something, they're actually going to act on it. And especially, let me applaud the women so much, because women, whenever they do something, they are very serious on it. They don't want failures. They actually don't want failures. They want to make sure that whatever they have decided, they are going to do it. So let us try to teach them to own this process of tree planting. So the moment they own the process of tree planting, then we shall not get any problem, and especially from the rural areas. So with those many few remarks, may God bless you all. Welcome, Your Excellency.
Opportunity to appreciate World AFRI and Terrafund for this launch that has happened today in Nakuru, that is going to cover the Great Rift. I am sure when you say the Great Rift, is actually half of Kenya, which actually supplies food to the rest of the country and even to the neighboring countries. And by sorting out the Great Rift, you are sure that you have sorted the food systems in the entire country and even beyond. As a county of Elgeyo Marakwet County, we are happy because this program, for the first time, for people to make money, they have to destroy an environment. Since time immemorial, for the first time, we are getting people innovative solutions where we are looking at nature-based enterprises where we get money, at the same time we are actually scaling up and restoring the environment, degraded landscape. Meaning that going forward, we are actually going to make money like anyone else, but in the process we make money and also protect our environment, or even grow and make sure that we grow more trees. So as a county, we are very excited because we are one of the counties which supply water to over 5 counties near us and even beyond. And the reason why we want to protect the Elgeyo Marakwet escarpments and environment is that we are a host of almost 3 ecosystems. We have the Kaptagat, we are actually the beginning of Mau, we have Kaptagat, we have the Elgeyo, we have the Cherangani ecosystem, and we have the Embabut, the famous Embabut ecosystem. All those ecosystems are in one county, and it shows how we are very important in the conservation process to ensure that we need to scale up. The same to the entire Rift Valley, Great Rift. We are actually the producers of food. So if we protect the environment, we'll get enough water to irrigate our lands. We will actually make our environment beautiful, and of course our people to make money. As a county, we have requested WRI that you specifically, if possible, they provide funding. Our young people and women are actually very talented. They want to do this. But the problem is they don't have the capacity in terms of knowledge and finance. But these two issues are being sorted out in this launch today, where the finance will be gotten and actually the capacity will be scaled up for our young people and even our women enterprises, meaning that going forward it will be very easy because we will have green enterprises, and in the process we will have a transformed country. Secondly is that we are actually happy that our president has set a good tone at the top. I want to congratulate our able president, William Samoei Ruto, for giving us a target of 5.1 billion trees. As a governor, and is governor for that fact, I have pledged to support him with my county with growing of 60 million trees in the first 5 years. That means that we have broken down the 5 billion into counties, and we have actually calculated that we are able as a county. What we have done as a county is to bring everyone on board. Churches have already started their program of planting trees. Every church, person who goes to church, every reverend, every bishop, every pastor, every priest, everyone who goes to church are actually pledging to plant trees. Secondly, we are launching a program called Regreening Schools. We are partnering with every school to ensure that they can plant at least 2,000 trees in every primary school and secondary school, both private and government. That way, we are targeting another 1.something million. We have other partners who are coming to look for carbon. But this specific program by WRI is one of the biggest game changer because people are making serious money in the process, and actually is going to even support the president's industrialization program, where if we have green enterprises producing items from green from actually the environment and ensuring we restore landscapes and make money in the process, then we will be actually growing the economy at the same time fitting into the president's presidential tree planting campaign.
My name is Linda Kosgei from the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, from the National Tree Growing Restoration Campaign Secretariat. As we all know, in December 2022, on the 21st, the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, launched the 15 billion campaign. And the 15 billion campaign seeks to accelerate tree growing in Kenya and land restoration, and to move the tree cover from 10%, which is what we have in the Constitution, to 30%. And therefore that means the government cannot do this alone. The government needs to work with both state and non-state actors to be able to achieve this goal. More importantly is the initiative that WRI, the World Resources Institute, has come up with, and that is the Terrafund. And the Terrafund is a very important initiative in realizing this particular goal of moving Kenya's tree cover from 10% to 30%. This is because it is going to give an opportunity to stakeholders, including CBOs, MSMEs, and local communities, to be able to tap into resources that is very important in terms of tree growing. Therefore, this initiative for the second phase of Terrafund could not have come at a better time. We appreciate the efforts by WRI and its partners. We are happy to partner with WRI and its partners to be able to achieve this special presidential program.
Ms. Teresa Mudhoni, Nakuru is dear to me for sure. I am in charge of One Tree Planted. We are working together with the World Resource Institute and the government and the enterprises and CBOs to build a restoration movement, not only in Kenya but in Africa, whereby we are working with the different organizations and enterprise to make sure that we are restoring our degraded areas. You all heard that 65% of our agricultural land is degraded. We need to do something about that, because if we don't do anything about that, our future generations will blame us. We are the restoration generation, and we have to work closely with the people on the ground. The governors, I'm so impressed for the great work that is happening on the ground, and this great movement. It's a partnership trying to collaborate, trying to complement each other. WRI, One Tree Planted, we want you people, media people, kindly tell people in these 13 counties to apply for these funds. The money is there. We have money for restoration, and we want to see the grassroots communities benefiting from the funds. We don't want to see big organizations, international organizations, like taking all that funds. We want to see more of our women, more of our youth benefiting from that. We will be available for any question. We have all the answers to the questions. It's not complicated to apply funding from World Resource Institute and One Tree Planted. We will be able to make sure that we will make it simple for everyone. And those who will not get the fund, it is very, like, there's no loser in this, because we have another interesting program, capacity development, technical assistance in terms of capacity building. If you cannot be able to write a good proposal, we'll be able to help in terms of supporting them to know how to write proposals and be able to fund, to get funding, not only from the WRI, One Tree Planted and Realize Impact, but also from other donors that are funding restoration initiatives.
My name is Rebecca Shirley. I'm the Deputy Director for the World Resources Institute Africa. We are a global non-profit research institute helping to deliver solutions at the nexus of people, nature and climate. And I can't say how honored we are on behalf of the World Resources Institute, on behalf of our partners like One Tree Planted, ABSA behind me, to be here launching the Terrafund. Governors, Deputy Governor, we are so glad, so honored, so humbled that you're here with us to launch this fund and to be champions of the restoration movement, as you said, not just in Kenya, but really across Africa. So Terrafund is essentially a mechanism, an initiative under AFRI 100, Africa's Restoration Initiative, an initiative to restore over 100 million hectares across the continent by 2030. And with this particular initiative, what we're doing is helping to drive capacity and resources directly into the hands of enterprises and community-based organizations that are already doing fantastic restoration work. We're not here creating new champions, we're here supporting the champions that have already been doing the hard, difficult work of restoring landscapes across the continent. And specifically with this phase of Terrafund, we're supporting enterprises right here in the Greater Riftvalley, which is why we're here launching in the beautiful Nakuru County. So this work is all about supporting restoration champions at the county level, at the landscape level, and of course those enterprises that are able not just to do restoration, but restoration that is creating economic opportunity and livelihoods for those living in the vicinity of the spaces that we are restoring.
I'm not going to repeat a lot of what was already said. Terrafund is an interesting and unique facility in the sense that it finances what we call restoration champions, and 60 to 70% of Africa's land is owned or stewarded by communities. And we strongly feel that the way to scale restoration is to drive finance and invest in these communities. They're doing amazing work. We want to find the best ideas and scale those ideas. It's one of the reasons why you see a lot of the World Resource Institute team here, the One Tree Planted team. It was wonderful meeting the governor last night, understanding what land restoration, what's working, what needs to be scaled. And our theory of change is that if we invest in communities that are doing excellent restoration, whether that's gully restoration, riparian restoration, agroforestry, mango planting. We met a lot of communities yesterday. We can get additional investment in that to scale. We don't necessarily want to see small ticket size investments like grants reoccur year after year. What we want to do is we want to invest now so then we can get co-financing from a larger global community. Governor, you mentioned the hectare target, 10 plus million hectares. To do that, it's not going to be enough just for the World Resource Institute or One Tree Planted to do hundreds of projects. We need to galvanize additional investment. So one of the key theories of Terrafund, which is sort of our benchmark for success, is to galvanize co-financing, public financing, more private financing. So every project we finance can truly generate every $1 equals $7 to $10 back. So that's why we're here, working very hard to learn from communities, working really hard to understand where we need to target the right types of restoration. and we'll be here for a significant period of time over the next few years. So thank you so much.